In this chapter, I'm going to show you how to control the twist along the spinal column. This is going to require yet more point helpers. But I've always said it doesn't matter how many point helpers you have in a rig, as long as they're there for a purpose and a reason. We're going to be using these ones that are actually set along the path constraint initially as an orientation control based on the rotation of our control objects. What we're first going to do is take each of these objects that are on the path constraint and constrain them to their corresponding control. And once again, the two that are up in the middle of the back, they will be mixed between these two controls for their orientation. So to orientation constraint, and you can see it flip around so that it's in the direction of this object. If we go to local, you'll see that it's aligned to it on a local axis now. The next one, this will be 100% to this one. I'll do the top one. It'll be 100% to the top one. Next one down, we're going to do 66.5 to here and 33.5 to here. So 66.5, oops. $33.5. And the other way around, 66.5 to the bottom and 33.5 to the top. Now again, you can play around with these values and get different results. Now you'll notice when I rotate these controls, it's actually rotating these point helpers now instead of just moving them. This means when I go to twist, I'm actually getting a result of each one twist a little more down the spine. If I twist from the center, you can see they're twisting off up the spine. This way I'm getting a twist basically from the middle of the back up and down, which we couldn't have achieved before if we'd used the built-in Spline IK modifier. The next step is to add a few more point helpers first to look at so that we know they're actually out in space and something to look at. Once again, I'm going to use a point helper, and let's change the display to just the center marker this time, and make sure that we have things that are all aligned properly. I'm going to align it orientationally to the one it's going to be linked to. So I'm going to set this point helper out here, and this point helper is going to get linked to this point helper, so that when this one rotates, it's moving this around in space now. So you can see that this point helper is rotating around with it. I've set it up here somewhere because this is going to control the up node of this bone. Let's make a few more of these. And I'm going to link this one to this helper. I'm going to link this one to this helper. And one more for the bottom. So now you can see when we again rotate it, all those little point helpers are moving out in space now. The next step is to set the up node of each of the bones. Let's just make sure we get our bones orientated the right way. Easiest way to do that is just turn on a front fin. And right off the bat you can see that one of our bones is actually the opposite way around.